Camera must be on. So I, 26F, am a new mom and just returned to work from mat leave June 1st. I work from home in a telemarketing position via chat, text, selling Windows. This is important. In this time I have attended multiple virtual Teams meetings that should have been emails. Attended team huddles. Met with coworkers one-on-one and revised some of our best practices. All while holding my at the time 2-month-old son. 3 weeks ago we were informed that turning our cameras on for virtual meetings was mandatory, and she did not care if we were put together or presented as professional for these meetings, but the expectation was to have your camera on and engage in topics discussed. She also informed me that being a parent was unprofessional, not important to this story. So after running my plan by my coworkers, team of 10, and getting a green light, in the last 2 weeks I have attended 21 meetings. In every meeting I log into the meeting, turn on my camera, and I sit out of frame of the camera on my laptop, on my office floor or to the side so I can see but not be seen. So all you see is the empty chair I'm supposed to be sitting in, but I don't move until she says, "So, let's get started." So between my logging in and her, "Let's get started," I wear my "I'm pissed at the planet" face. I also participate, engage in these meetings and derail them so they end up lasting much longer than she intended, and she just ends up spinning wheels with my amount of engagement. Questions, interjections, corrections, and an overall obnoxious level of engagement. I have done this for every meeting in the last 2 weeks. I have a routine meeting with supervisor on Friday and will also be out of frame during the meeting. I will continue to do so until she no longer makes us have our cameras on. Your demand. Cameras on. I listen. Not once did she say we had to be seen on said cameras. You should breastfeed on camera. That'll end that. I've just found that the camera on my laptop doesn't like bright light. So I angle the camera so that it's pointing towards one of the very bright ceiling lights. All that can be seen of me is a fuzzy dark outline. My last meeting I spent an enjoyable 45 minutes reading a book and nobody knew. I want to introduce you to a program called OBS Studio. It has a function called Virtual Camera, and you can literally put anything on it. I put a video of me sitting in front of a camera and put it on a loop, and then do my work. You can actually show a video of another coworker. They never said it has to be you showing up. It's never too early for your kid's first Lego set. Build a contraption to hook over the top of your screen with a perch for a Lego you to sit on. If it's at the correct distance from the camera, it looks like a life-sized Lego person at your desk. Works like a charm. Have you tried to, I don't know how to turn off the cat filter. Get a colored screen for behind you. Wear the same color as a t-shirt and dye your hair that color too. Then use the background filter to make yourself appear as a bald floating head in all the video calls. Get a Gene Simmons mask and wear it on the calls. Act professionally whilst you are doing this so you cannot be called out. She said she didn't care what you look like after all. Just returned to work from mat leave June 1st. 2-month-old son. EHM. Ugh. What the hell? Sincerely. Europeans. The possible outcome of your malicious compliance is that your manager might demand that everyone has to come to the office to avoid the nuisance that you are creating out of spite. I would be extremely pissed if my coworkers' behavior would result in me having to go to the office every day. You might feel triumphant by your actions now, but be careful they don't bite you in the ass. Damn, I thought you were going to say that you started breastfeed your child during those meetings. Lol. I don't know what state you're in, but some states have right to privacy laws, meaning you can't be forced to have your camera on. My HR person reminds us all the time that we have the right to refuse to use our camera if we don't want to. The serious questions here. Is the requirement of cameras on a replacement for team meeting that in the past been in the office? Does everyone work remotely, or are some in an office so they can be in the same room? Are these discussion meetings or pure information? I'm sorry, but I must agree that when you are working, that is what you do and not care for your baby. That is unprofessional. The only exception is if it has been pre-agreed that you can double with work and not have child care arranged for the hours you are working. Taking care of a small baby is a full-time job, and at the same time being efficient at work is difficult. I could hardly manage to get anything done when my kids were that age. I don't understand what your issue with the camera is. They've already said they don't care how you dress. So who cares how you look like? When people are on a video call for a meeting, and you're expected to provide input or engage in some way, it's just polite to have your camera on so people can see your visual cues. It's obviously different if it's an update meeting where you're just supposed to turn up and listen. Or a webinar. Or something along those lines. But this sounds like you're working and looking after the baby, and being told that doing childcare plus getting paid to work at the same time is unprofessional, which is honestly true. Breastfeed on cam. When I bought my laptop, I was sure to get one with a physical shutter. If I were in your shoes, I'd turn the cam on but leave the shutter in place. I tend to be pretty sympathetic to employees about ridiculous managerial or corporate requirements. But I'm struggling with this one. Is the resistance to appearing on camera in this situation just to avoid being seen taking care of the child? At my employer, the WFH agreement states the employee is required to appear on camera if requested, which in my experience has been very limited to situations like meeting a new client for the first time, or very rarely if there is some sort of interactive activity. The agreement also states that the employee must show the workspace to the manager if requested so they can verify it is a safe and secure area. We work with confidential info. If they were requesting that you be on camera all day for no obvious reason, that would be very invasive, but if this is literally just for this one type of meeting, that seems to be a fairly reasonable request, as others have pointed out. This behavior is likely to reduce WFH options. You should live stream yourself playing video games and put that on the camera feed. Or one of those, "We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by" videos. Or the color bar graphics that TV stations use. Dunno, this just seems extremely childish. Being a new parent is irrelevant to the entire story. You're supposed to be working. Do you not have childcare? You may not agree with the number or nature of meetings, but I assume this woman is your superior, thus has the authority to make these changes. Discussing your childish prank with everyone else on the team suggests to me this is a low-level position for spam calls, and there isn't any real respect for the job or your manager's authority. Hope Friday goes well. Congrats. You are giving your employer another reason to have everyone back in the office. I toter off a small piece of the sticky part of a post-it note. That stays on my camera until I decide I'm ready. I'm just amazed how the fact that you're a parent is seen as unprofessional.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.